Girl, Sherri, and I want to thank you for joining me for another episode of the Say That Sherri podcast. I hope your week was absolutely superb because I'm sitting here with the most superwoman of all superwomans, the most beautiful, wonderful, excellent co-host anyone could ever ask for, Miss Jennifer.
I got to clap for you on that one. That was good. That was good. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Thank you.
How's your week been?
It's been good. It has been really
It's
good.
good.
Nothing
That's
too
good.
crazy going on.
Nothing crazy.
Nothing major. Just how I like it.
Just how you
know,
like it.
real boring.
Yeah. It's been a productive week for me. I love productive weeks. So I've had a very, very productive week. I've had a lot of things just got accomplished on this week. So I've been like, okay, I still got some stuff to do.
Right.
I always got something to do.
Always
but,
something to do.
But I got a lot done too.
That's really good.
Yes.
All right.
It's been a good week.
Okay.
It's been a good
Checking
week.
stuff off your list.
So what's on your mind this week though? So like what we talking about today? Because you know y'all, she don't tell me. Like I have no idea. That's the reason why this is just really come off the cuff the way it do because so I got to think of an answer right here on the spot.
Literally.
I have no idea what we're talking about.
Yes.
So what is on your mind
We
today?
gonna talk about some gossip. We gonna gossip about gossip.
Oh, gossip. That's a sticky one.
Yeah, it is. So, but my question for you, my first question,
Okay.
I want to know if anybody has ever created like a rumor or just a story about you that was just so outlandish that you was like, wow, really, y'all?
For sure. Oh my God.
What's the craziest one?
Let me see. They had made this story up that I had like 5 kids.
Oh, 5.
Yeah, I had 5 kids. It was something else. I had like it was this whole embellished type thing, and I was like, none of these things happened. It
They
was
gave you all them babies.
It was like, yeah, it was just weird. It was like the whole thing. It was like, I don't know. I was like, what are you talking about? You know, I was like, okay, if y'all say so.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, you know, I've just had weird stories of just
I always wonder where people pull this stuff from. Like, where did they get 5 kids from? 5 whole kids?
well, what I think happened was my ex-husband
Okay.
had 4 children
Oh.
and I had 1.
Okay.
So technically,
Okay.
I had 5 kids by marriage.
Got you.
But I physically didn't have
Right.
5
Exactly.
children.
Okay.
And so I think they kind of went with I got 5 kids
Okay.
and she done worked over here. I think I worked at a strip club, which I've
What?
never worked at a strip club ever in my life. It was a whole embellished type story. And I was like, for real, because where my stacks at?
Right.
I'm like, I worked at a strip club. I should be paid. Like, I'm like, where them stacks
I'm
at?
saying.
But it was a lot going on. It was a lot of haterism in there. So I was
Okay.
like, you know, they didn't understand.
Right.
I was like, I didn't understand what was going on. So,
Okay.
yeah, but I think that's kind of where they got the wires crossed was
Mm-hmm.
like, you know, they were counting my ex-husband's kids with my kids kind
Right.
of thing, which wasn't a bad thing because
Right.
when, you know, if I'm committed to you and if I'm with you, you know, I claim your babies as my
Right,
own as well.
exactly.
So like
Yeah,
it's
yeah.
that, you know, I wasn't really even upset about that part, but the whole, you know, strip club thing and
It
you
was
know,
like, dang.
I'm
where
running
y'all-
way
yeah.
to something. I ain't know what was happening. I was like, what? I was
Right.
like, goodness
Okay.
gracious.
So as far as gossip is concerned, is it ever a good thing? Like, can it ever be a good thing, and under what circumstances?
I guess you could say if it's like good news in the gossip.
Okay.
Like if it's something like, you know, it's something celebratory.
Okay.
Right? So if like somebody's like, you know, such and such is finally getting married, right? You know what I'm saying? Like, oh my God, that's a good thing. You know,
Okay.
you can look at that as like gossip in a way, but like, you know, yeah, you know, her and, you know, their man has been together for
Right.
so many years.
And
This
they
is
gonna
such a
do it.
blessing. They're finally gonna
Yeah.
get married.
Okay.
I think, you know, things like that are probably a great sort, you know, kind of example of
Yeah.
good gossip, if you will, if you're talking about it in a positive light and it's something that's celebratory
Yeah.
and it's like no shade on it.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? That's really what make the gossip bad. Is
Uh-huh.
the shade that's thrown
Yeah.
on it.
Okay.
That's what I mean. That's how I feel. You
Yeah,
know what I
I
mean? Like if
agree.
you sit here talking about girl, yeah, she getting married.
Mm-hmm.
She ain't been
Finally.
right. She ain't a
Uh-huh.
bit more faithful to that man and like
Right.
never. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? I mean,
Yeah.
you can't turn what's into housewives. If it's like
Yeah.
that, then no, that's not
Yeah.
good gossip. But if
Right.
it's like, no, I'm so thankful and I'm so happy for her. Like we all been praying that she found somebody to really love her, respect her. They settling down kind of thing.
Yeah.
Like all of that's encouraging gossip.
Right.
You know what I mean?
So there is good gossip
There is good
as long as
gossip.
it's encouraging
Yeah,
and okay.
I believe that there's good gossip. I don't think all gossip is bad. But you know how some people feel like, oh, so you and Jim was talking about me getting married? And it
Mm.
was like, well, yeah, we said all good things. So she ain't have nothing bad to say.
All right.
You know how some people,
Yeah.
feel like that, or they're over here like, oh yeah, Sherry was just up at the shop talking about how you was
Mm-hmm.
getting married. She was talking at the shop. What she say?
Mm-hmm.
And
Right.
it's like, I didn't say anything bad,
Right.
guys. Because people automatically think when they hear that you talking about them,
That is
they
something
automatically think
bad.
it's something negative. And it's like, no, I was just saying how extremely happy I was for you and how, proud I am that,
Mm-hmm.
everything is going great for you and I can't wait to be a part of it.
Yeah.
Is that all she said?
Right.
Right. We
Okay.
be looking for people to hate.
So that's kind of leading me into my next
Here
one.
you
You know what
go.
I
I
mean?
love it when we
So
be in the spirit.
we
I
are
love it. I
right.
love it. Go ahead. Go ahead.
So since there is a such thing as good gossip, like it can turn quickly. And sometimes that line is super duper fine. Like, how do you know when you're teetering? Because sometimes you can be thinking like, well, yeah, I said that, but I didn't mean it like that. But if it's true, like, it's true. Like, how do you know when you're like teetering that line, and maybe you should just kind of back off of a situation so it doesn't turn into bad gossip?
How do you feel about what you're saying? Would you say the same thing if that person was sitting right there?
Yeah,
If
that's
I
a really
wouldn't
good
say the
rule of
same
thumb.
thing if you was sitting in my face, then I know I'm gossiping or I know
Mm,
I'm saying something that's really not favorable,
right,
right? Because I can't, if you was sitting right there, I wouldn't say that. And I can't say that to your face
right.
necessarily, right? Either because it would be hurtful or it's too much of the truth,
Yeah,
or maybe that's something only you should disclose and I shouldn't disclose that,
yeah,
because there are certain secrets and there are certain topics and there are certain situations I feel like you ain't got no business speaking on.
right.
Period. You know what
Yeah.
I'm saying? That is for somebody else to tell their business.
Mm,
Some business we shouldn't tell of people's.
mm.
You know what I mean? And if it gets too deep in a conversation where that's too much of their business, then y'all shouldn't be talking about that. Let her tell you. I'm good with that. I like for people, ask her, she'll tell
Well,
you.
some people don't know when too much is too much. You know what I mean? They just get to talking.
That's because they have no discernment.
Mm,
And that's just messy people. And that's
mm.
totally different. That means
Okay.
they're trying to be that way. They're
Mm.
trying to insert themselves in business. They like the drama, they like the attention they get from it and everything else.
Yeah.
So that's why they're going to keep that going. But those of us who have discernment and we're trying to guard what we let into our spirits, what
Mm-hmm.
we let flow out of our mouth, because we
Mm-hmm.
understand that
It's
whatever we
power.
say and them seeds get planted, that's a
Yeah.
harvest that could come right back to us.
Yeah.
So you got to be mindful. That's a fine line that we cross
Right.
with that. So you got to be careful what you speak on and what you talk on
Right.
somebody else.
Yep. I agree.
Period.
Mm-hmm.
So if you mindful of that and you have discernment of that, you going to watch your mouth. It's
Mm.
certain things you're not going to speak on or you're not going to say. You're going to be like, listen, they having some marital issues.
Mm-hmm.
We're going to pray some things turn for them. If she decides to talk to you about her marriage, you let her describe it to you.
Yeah.
But I'm not about to sit up here and run down to you somebody else's stuff.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not getting into that because I don't want none of that to spill back over on my
I know
marriage.
that's right.
So I'm not going to speak against your marriage and what you got going on
Yeah.
or nothing like
I
that.
know.
That's your situation. Now, I may, if we say, well, yeah, if somebody come to me and ask me something, I might say, well, yeah, they're having some difficulties in the marriage. This is true, but just be praying for them.
Mm-hmm.
That's the best thing to do for
Yeah.
them.
Okay. So, we have a lot of like our culture is very like entertainment driven, right?
Yeah, very much so.
Uh-huh. And so it's a lot of gossip on social media, podcasts,
Uh-huh.
YouTube channels.
Mm-hmm.
Why do you think we so thirsty for the juice? Like we just be like, what happened? Oh, you heard what happened with such and such? I mean, even celebrities, like celebrity life, that's not your life. Y'all living y'all life so we can talk about it. Essentially, that's how it feels sometimes when you're looking at people in the spotlight. They
Well,
live their life on a platform.
this is true. I think it's because it's an escape from our own lives.
Mm,
And that's why we have to be very careful about indulging in certain things,
mm,
right? Because it can be looked at as a drug, like anything else.
mm,
And people don't look at listening to gossip and listening to other people's drama and problems and feeding off of that. See, they don't look at that as a sickness, but that's a way that the devil seeks into our spirit. Why are you letting all these things about people cheating and running around on their spouses into your spirit? Is that what you asking to be put into your marriage?
Oh, wow.
Is that what you want to be thinking? You want to start checking your husband's phones and emails and chasing him down the street because that's what you feeding your spirit on a daily basis? Do you want to, do you want to look into everything somebody says to you as a negative comment? Because when such and such said it to her friend, she said a backhanded comment over here and it was taken the wrong way because these are the shows that you're watching. This is what you putting in your spirit. We got to be mindful of it. Listen, the devil is tricky, but he really not. He's right here in front of your face. He's just as bold with it. And we sit here and we look at it as entertainment. Okay? But it's a way to diminish our spirit man. It's a way to give our flesh to put us more in our emotions, to have us speaking and thinking outside of anything, God wise. It have us walking in unforgiveness because you mad, you know what I'm saying? Because the girl on TV been mad for the whole season
Right.
at her best friend. So you mad at your best friend.
That's
For,
real.
you feel what I'm saying? Because this is the same energy. You're relating to this
Yeah.
stuff. So when you're relating to this, right,
Yeah.
that means you're coming in agreement with it. Why are you coming in agreement with negativity? Y'all need to feed yourself something more positive. And if you can't look at this stuff with just entertainment purposes,
Yeah.
you can't look at this stuff and not absorb it into your spirit. Well, now you got the same anger she
Yeah.
got. You know what I mean? Or he got, or whatever you're watching on TV. If you can't get that to not absorb it to your spirit, then you should not be watching it. Or you shouldn't be listening to it.
Yeah.
Because it's getting you off at the end of the day. This is the devil enters in through all the holes in our body.
Right.
Our eyes, our mouth, our ears, right? Our genitals, everything that we have. This is how he comes in. So we have to be more careful of what we're listening to and what we're seeing, because what we're seeing and what we listening to affects what comes out of our mouth.
Right.
That's
Yeah.
what we're meditating on. You meditating on the show. You meditating on what happened between, you know what I'm saying, Yandy and her man, or you know what I'm saying, Kenya and Candy and whatever the
Right.
case may be. What are we doing right now? You got to be mindful of this type of stuff. And this is one of the sneakiest ways I feel that the devil gets in on us, because he makes it look like it's just entertainment. Oh, it's just for fun. But when you in your house and you warring and you can't understand why you got certain spirits and why you can't sleep at night and why certain things is happening to you and you can't describe this, right? I'm sitting here watching all these things and these people having money problems. All of a sudden I got money problems. I'm sitting here looking at all these things about relationship problems and now I got relationship problems. I'm sitting here looking at all these problems with people with communication problems and anger management problems. Now I got a communication problem and anger management problem that I didn't have before.
Right.
Or my children is manifesting it. So y'all don't understand what we putting into our households.
Right.
This ain't cool.
Yeah.
But it's entertainment.
The escape, you said.
It's the escape. It gets us off from our real life. But you have to look at this thing as reality. You know what I'm saying? People watching Snowfall, they really wanted to be Franklin.
Right.
So they see how Franklin ended up.
Exactly.
They was like, shoot, that could have been me. Franklin don't know he this. I'm like, yeah, okay.
I'm sorry, he
Till
played
Franklin ended up on the wrong side of this whole situation. I was so brokenhearted. I was like, dang,
Man,
Franklin, all
right.
the potential I seen in you, bro.
Exactly.
Like, dog. But again, it's the trick of the enemy. And that's what, to me, Snowfall showed you.
Yeah.
Was how the devil tricks us into thinking you really in control. You really got this. You really can do this. Mm-mm. He the only one over his kingdom that trick his people into a demise.
Right.
The God I
Wow.
serve don't demise us. He don't
Yeah.
diminish us.
Right.
He here to build us.
Yeah.
He said, you supposed to have life and have it more abundantly.
Mm.
Right?
Mm-hmm.
He didn't sit there and say, I want a life of you with drugs, alcohol, addictions.
Right. Yeah.
You feel what I'm saying? He didn't want that for us. That's never what he wanted for us. But the devil like it for his people because he like to be able to control their mental. He like to be able to control them because he really wants your spirit. He could care less about your flesh. He only used the flesh to get to really what he want, and that's that spirit that lies in you. He want that over here on his camp. Because if he can get your soul and your flesh to line up, that spirit in which God gave you will turn, right? Towards him.
Mm-hmm.
So that's the whole point of all these little bitty things he got going on. That's the point of all these little tricks and in our music and what we listening to and all this conspiracy theory stuff and everything else. And there's nothing wrong with educating yourself. There's nothing wrong with listening to certain people's ideas and things just to see what you have to sometimes pray against. Right? I listen to certain stuff because I be like, okay, if that's what they're feeding and put out here in the atmosphere, then I got to go pray about some stuff to snatch that out the atmosphere. So that's important to me because I got kids in this atmosphere. I got kids in this earth realm, and I'll have grandchildren that will enter this earth realm. So I got to be able to go uproot some stuff because I know that this is wrong. I know that this is not in alignment with God. I know this is not what he intended for us. So I got to go in and say, okay, no, we got to pray against this, even though they putting it out there. So it's okay to listen with it if you trying to go into warfare. But anytime that it's changing your mindset, anytime it's making whatever your spirit man and your inner being, anytime it's making it line up with your flesh and you making your flesh greater than your spirit, we got a whole problem. Because you can't operate in your flesh. We know we've been born behind enemy lines. The moment we came in this flesh, that's one strike against us. Right?
It's a strong thing.
It's a strong thing. Most of the what we go through and with like the gossip and everything else, a lot of it is us fighting us.
What
People
you
don't
mean?
people don't even be talking about you like that for real.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? But you done put in your mind that they talking about you.
That's true.
You done made a whole
That's
conversation scenario up in your mind.
Right.
Right? I know what she said. I know how she talked. I know what she said behind my back.
A whole
conversation. And you be sitting there going, and listen, the Lord be sitting there going, nah, ain't nobody saying nothing about her.
Why you think people do that?
Because they feed off of the drama. The flesh, that spirit loves the drama. It loves the chaos. Right? The devil is the master of confusion. So if I can have you confused, if I can have you chaotic, how can you be purposeful? We can't feel any visions. We can't feel our dreams. We cannot walk in a purpose when we walking in confusion.
Okay.
When we walking in depression, when we're walking in desperation, when we walking in this negative mindset of who we are as a child of God. This is a whole thing to get us off.
Yeah.
This is it, period. How can you be purposeful? You cannot walk in purpose.
With confusion.
Right? With confusion.
Yeah.
It does not line up. It does not walk hand in hand. It can't be. Anytime you got them friends who calling you, they always got a problem. They always got drama. It's always something wrong. It's an art of confusion.
Yeah.
And then if you're an empathetic person and you feel for them and you want the best for your friends and you want everything for them. Girl, if you don't realize that this demon is trying to suck out your purpose and you need to back up off of them, period. She don't want no help. She here to suck the energy and the purpose that you got. She here to suck all of that out. That's why she keep coming you with the same thing and she don't want no help or no guidance. That's why she keep having the same problem. She don't want no deliverance. She want to live in that thing. Let her live in it. Let him live in it. Your man don't want no help. He don't want no guidance. He don't want to go get right. What is we doing?
Right. Wasting time.
It's a waste of time and energy because what you doing is you're sacrificing the purpose in which God gave you. You sacrificing all your visions. You're sacrificing all your dreams to be attached to somebody that's not feeding you. You're not growing. Everything around you, your relationships should prosper. It should
Right.
produce.
Should be growing.
If it's not
Yeah.
growing, if it's not producing, if it's not prospering, then it's dead.
Mm.
And you need to get rid of it.
Mm.
We can't do God's business. This is why this spirit of depression and this anxiety is over the people of God so much right now. This is why. Because we're building more of a covenant with these things that we see. We're building more of a covenant with our flesh. We're building more of a covenant with the confusion and with the back and forth and with the arguing. This is what we're building. We're not building the spirit man in us. We're not talking to God. You feel what I'm saying? We're talking to all these other things. Y'all reading tarot cards. Y'all doing all this other old stuff. Y'all getting into everything else but what God is saying. And God is very clear.
Yes.
He left his message in the word. He didn't mince words or confuse it. I have a plan for your life. Write a vision and make it plain. I made you the head and not the tail. This is his word. This is not mine. This is his.
Yeah.
Right? I gave y'all dominion and reign over everything in this earth. Right? I done told you that your words have power, right? There's life and death in the power of our tongue. So what are you speaking over everything that you have?
Yeah.
You speaking what you see. You
Right.
speaking what you speak. You feeding your body. That's what you speaking, right? You sitting up here confessing recessions and you broke and you this and you that. I live in God's kingdom.
Yeah.
God don't
Okay.
have recessions.
Okay.
What? He's an
Okay.
abundant God. So what are we talking about? Make this make sense to me,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
So if we gonna gossip and we gonna tell, you can't gossip on God.
Come on.
You can't gossip on his goodness.
Come
You can't
on.
gossip on his, the stuff he done delivered and broke off your back.
Yes.
If we gonna gossip, baby, let's gossip about
Yeah.
something that's gonna set me free.
Okay.
Let's gossip about something that's gonna elevate me.
Okay.
Let's gossip about something that's gonna educate me. Let's gossip about something that's gonna help me get to the bag. That's gonna help me get to this next vision. That's gonna help me go teach somebody else. If we gonna gossip, let's use our mouth for what it need to be used for.
Right.
To glorify God.
Right.
And everything that he do for
Yeah.
us. Y'all using y'all words and y'all mouths to do everything else but
Right.
glorify God.
Distractions. TV.
And it's fine.
Yeah, it is.
Because I like movies and
Yeah.
everything else. Please don't misunderstand me.
Right.
I'm not saying that you can't watch those things in enjoyment.
Right.
But you have to check your spirit man first. You cannot have nonstop of that stuff.
I agree.
You can't watch all the housewife shows.
Right.
You can't watch all the love and hip hop shows.
Right.
You cannot watch all of this stuff on TV. And it's not just those, but you can't just watch things like that that's constantly feeding this negative energy or these
expect
things
that it's
into the
not
spirit
doing
and expect for
anything.
it not to be doing something inside of you. You cannot. You can't sit here and listen to all these podcasts or all this gossip and all this angry talk and everything else and girl, honey, child and this and that and everything else.
You see it in everything.
You see it in everything.
Mm-hmm. Wow.
God bless Wendy Williams, but
Yeah.
you gossip, you drop the tea on everybody else. You got opinions and judgment on everybody else.
Yeah.
And you wasn't even equipping your spirit man to be able to withstand that and handle that.
Yeah.
You wasn't even guarding against that. And that's something that the enemy will trick us on. They'll think that we got this thing under control. They think that you got them spirits and that negative talk and that negative energy under control.
Yeah.
Right? Oh, I can watch this and it don't bother me. I can go talk about this person and it don't bother me. I can get all in their business, all in their relationship. I got 55 million comments to make. I can get all in that. And it ain't no problem. I can handle it.
Yeah.
No, you can't.
Right.
No, you can't. No, you can't. Because you wondering why you feel sick, why you depressed, why you got cravings you ain't never had before. Right? It's them spirits that you picking up. It's the
Yeah.
things that you listening to. It's the stuff that's entering to your ears and your eye gates.
So as the consumers of this stuff, what would you tell people? How would you tell people to find a balance so that that's not something that they're allowing to seep into their spirits, into their minds, into their thoughts, and bring that stuff to them?
As much time as you spend watching the things that relax you, watching the things that are just entertainment,
Mm-hmm.
you need to spend more time with God.
Mm.
That's what I would say to that.
That's good.
The more time you spend with Him, the more these things don't affect you the same way.
Mm.
That you can look at it truly just for entertainment,
Mm-hmm.
and it's not weighing on you.
Yeah.
It's not sitting with you. It's not harboring with you. It's not planting seeds and growing inside of you.
Yeah.
So my biggest thing with as much time as you spend, if you spending 4 hours watching all this stuff, you know what I'm saying? You need to be spending 6 hours with God.
Mm. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Cause you're gonna have to cleanse your system.
Yeah.
You gotta keep yourself guarded. We are in a time where the sin is so rapid and it's so high, and we excuse so much of it,
Mm-hmm.
right? Because all of us riding on grace.
Mm-hmm.
Period.
Mm-hmm.
All of us riding on
Mm-hmm.
grace. We are surfboarding on grace. I'm trying to tell you,
Mm-hmm.
okay? All of us are,
Mm-hmm.
right? But there is going to be a time where we got to make a decision,
Mm-hmm.
right? Which kingdom we serving.
Yeah.
And that's the time we in. God want to know where my people at.
Right. Yeah.
Period. And we can't keep dipping back and forth, right? You 1 minute, it's cool to rep Jesus when you at church on Sundays, everything else. But somebody say something to you about the Lord on Wednesday, and you look at them like, girl, you too churchy for me.
Mm.
Really?
Right.
That's how we doing today?
Yeah.
Because the very car you drive is because God gave it to you. The fact that you woke up this morning and can go to that job that pay you all that money,
Mm-hmm.
that was God.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you. The house that you live in, that was God. Thank you. The fact that you ate today, that was God. Thank you. The fact that your arms and your legs and you still in your right mind
Mm.
and you not wandering around here in the wilderness
Mm-hmm.
eating scraps off the ground, that was God. Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
Right?
Yeah.
It's some people that got some strongholds and some demons that, baby, they need God. Some of them, they crying out for God to come visit them.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
And God is waiting for a certain time and season to go hit those people. But they're asking for him right now.
Yeah.
And those of us that got him and we can receive him because we in our right mind and everything else, we keep putting him on the shelf. God, I'll be right back.
Right.
God, I'm going to go do this scene real quick. I'm going to be right back. You know what I'm saying? Can you give me a little grace to go over here? I'm going to drop it like it's hot. I'm going to twerk it 3 times. I'll be right back. You feel what I'm saying?
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Okay.
See what I'm saying? So we gotta get on guard, people.
So what's gonna be our takeaways? That was a lot.
I know.
You gave me a lot.
I'm sorry.
Don't be.
It's not me.
That was good. But what can we take away? Like what? I don't even know the right question
That's
to
it.
ask
Okay.
because it was
I
so
would say
much.
this. To sum up, gossip should be this. If you gonna gossip, make it healthy.
Mm-hmm.
Make it something that is a praise report on all sides.
Okay.
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 2, some of y'all get out your head about what people are saying to you all.
Okay.
You can't worry about what people saying behind your back, no way. You wasting time and energy worried about some stuff that at the end of the day doesn't even matter. Okay? I say number 3, guard what you are listening to and what you are watching. Be more mindful about what you're feeding your spirit.
Mm-hmm.
We have to understand we're delicate, right? And we have only so much energy.
Mm-hmm.
We are made up only so much of energy. And we have to be mindful where we put that energy.
Yeah.
What we let come into our space, what we let come into our mind and in our hearts, and what we let manifest in us.
Yeah.
Because what we're watching, what we're feeding on, what we're feeding that spirit, what we're watching, what we're listening to, it is manifesting something in us. Right?
Yep.
What do you want your manifestation of you to look like?
Right. That's big. That's big.
right?
Yeah.
What do I want manifested in me? Do I want the goodness of God manifested in me? Or do I want the devil's camp manifested in me? Because I think I can handle it.
Yeah.
I'm telling you now, you can't handle it. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Can't handle it.
I
You
know
can't.
what
You can't play. You can't play on that field and think you know
Yeah.
what you're doing.
Right.
Not gonna happen.
Get trampled down.
I'm trying to tell you. I'm
Ooh,
trying to tell you.
that was good.
So I would
That
say
was
those are
great.
taking risks. That was great.
That was good.
You
Thank
good?
you. Yeah.
You sure?
Yeah. You answered all my questions. You answered all of them.
Amen. Amen. All right, well, guys, that is our show for today. We are streaming on all social media platforms. Make sure you go over to our YouTube channel, subscribe, give us some likes, say what's up. You can give us some stars on Facebook, whatever, however it go. Amen. I just want y'all to just be mindful, love on each other, love on somebody on this week, be a blessing to somebody. Don't forget to go over there and bless a business with me because I love blessing people. I think that's it.
Yeah.
Is that it? That's it.
That's
That's all.
it.
Did I say all the great
That's
stuff I need to
it.
say? Y'all have a great week. Y'all stay blessed. Love y'all. Peace.
Bye.
Bye.